Would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, and then please remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bless us, Lord, as we gather today for this Freeholder meeting. Guide our minds and our hearts so we may work together for the good of our community. Help us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also pursuant to the 2015 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for the receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comment shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I direct the Deputy Clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting this public announcement and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Bellegarde.
Here.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Here.
Freeholder Gargano.
Here.
Freeholder Schwartz.
Here.
Director O'Brien.
Here. At this time, I'll be looking for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of August 26, 2015.
So moved.
Motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by?
Second.
Freeholder Bellegarde. Any questions? Any additions?
I'd like to abstain on that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions, as noted. The minutes are approved. At this time, I'll be looking for approval of the minutes of the conference meeting of July 29, 2015.
So moved.
Motion by Freeholder Schwartz,
Second.
second by Freeholder Bellegarde. Any questions? Any additions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The minute-
Abstain.
Okay. Abstentions as noted. The minutes are approved. Okay. At this time, I would like to present a proclamation to Roberta Schatz, recognizing Constitution Week. Ms. Schatz, thank you for being here tonight. We're so happy that you're here. This is an annual observance
Yes.
of, it commemorates the adoption of the United States Constitution. And I understand you're from the Daughters of the American Revolution,
Yes.
right? I'd like to present you with this proclamation on behalf of the Burlington County Board of Chosen Freeholders.
Thank you very much.
Do you mind if we grab a picture here? Thanks so much. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a word?
I'm from the Colonel Thomas Reynolds chapter, which is basically in Mount Holly. And we always celebrate Constitution Week. We get proclamations from municipalities and from the governor. And we celebrate the Constitution. We think that it is so important for everyone to know and read as much as they can of the Constitution, especially the Bill of Rights, because there are a lot of challenges today, and we should all know what is going on. So thank you very much.
Great, well, thank you. Thank you for all your efforts. We appreciate it. At this time, I'd like to call up Rob Worley of Contact. How are you, Mr. Worley? Tonight we have a proclamation for you. The board is recognizing National Suicide Prevention Week. Each year, this week-long campaign aims to inform and engage health professionals and the general public about suicide prevention and the warning signs of suicide. So I'd like to give you this proclamation on behalf of the Burlington County Board of Chosen Freeholders.
Thank you very much.
Here, if we can just take a picture. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Worley, do you have a word or two
Yes.
that you'd like to say about
Yes.
National Suicide Week?
Thank you so much. I represent, I'm a board member with Contact of Burlington County, and Contact has provided a crisis helpline for Burlington County since 1972 and has answered over 1 million calls. And some of those calls are regarding suicide and preventing a suicide. It's not glamorous work, but our volunteers do a tremendous job. Our crisis helpline has been open since 1972, as I said, 365 days a year, 24/7. Even in all those bad snowstorms, our volunteers get in to make sure that the service is provided for the county. And we are Burlington County's designated partner for suicide prevention, so we're thrilled to provide that service for all these years. And on behalf of the volunteers, I'd like to accept the proclamation. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have our department head of Human Services here, Anna Pianza, and Anna and as well as myself are very familiar with the extraordinary work that Contact volunteers do for people who are very much in need. So we can't thank you enough for all you do.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And I met you on the way in. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
thanks again.
Anna, just wait.
All right, great.
Oh,
Pick up
okay.
everybody. There we go. Thanks so much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you. And at this time, I would like to call up Mike Reed.
Good evening, good evening.
So this is very bittersweet. Mike, I understand that you have been with the county for 22 years,
That's correct.
and as our fire marshal.
Last 5 is a fire marshal.
Okay. Well, we have something to commemorate your wonderful service. It's a wonderful clock, and it says Michael Reed for dedicated service to the County of Burlington from March 15th, 1993 to August 31st, 2015, presented by the Board of Chosen Freeholders. I can't thank you enough for your wonderful service.
It was a pleasure.
And we have the department head, John Drinker from Public Safety. He has something for you as well.
I'll be brief, but it's kind of an inside joke. And we want to make sure in your retirement that you have enough batteries to power that car. So I have a pack of 20 heavy-duty batteries.
I think the clock and the batteries will outlast me.
Mind if we take a picture here?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Great. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we wish you so much luck and great health in your retirement. And we certainly hope you come by and see us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to serve the board. I think I've been through 5 or 6 administrators, 5 or 6 public safety directors, and almost 20 freeholders over that 22 years. So it's been a mix of people. It's been great serving the county as an assistant fire marshal and then as a fire marshal. We try to do the best we can, save money, make the building safe, and move on. So it's been a true pleasure to serve you guys.
Well, you've done a wonderful, wonderful job, and we can't thank you enough.
As long as coffee's free, I'll be up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, at this point, we'll move on to the public hearing for item I. If the clerk would kindly read the ordinance.
Bond ordinance number 2015-00509 of the County of Burlington, New Jersey, providing for the acquisition of various pieces of capital equipment and furnishings and construction of various capital improvements and renovations at various of the Rowan College at Burlington County campuses and appropriating $3,500,000 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $3,500,000 in bonds or notes of the county to finance the same.
We will now entertain public comment on this item only. Is there anyone who would wish to comment on this item? Okay, I have two names here. Martin Knock and Lori Howard. Do you wish to speak on this public hearing on the bond ordinance?
No, later on.
Later, okay. So seeing none, I'll close the public portion of this and make a motion to adopt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Gargano. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Belgard.
Yes.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Yes.
Freeholder Gargano.
Yes.
Freeholder Schwartz.
Yes.
Director O'Brien.
Yes. Okay, at this point, we'll move on to a public hearing for item J. Clerk, kindly read the ordinance.
Bond ordinance number 2015-00511 of the County of Burlington, New Jersey, providing for the construction of additional landfill cells for landfill number 2 at the Burlington County Resource Recovery Complex and related infrastructure improvements and acquisition of certain items of capital equipment, including equipment in connection with the county recycling program, appropriating the sum of $9 million, therefore, authorizing the issuance of up to $9 million in general obligation bonds or bond anticipation notes of the county to finance the same, making certain determinations and authorizing certain related actions in connection with the foregoing.
Okay, we'll now entertain public comment on this item only. Is there anyone who would wish to comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, I'll close this portion of the public comment and make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Second by Freeholder Gargano. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Belgard.
Yes.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Yes.
Freeholder Gargano.
Yes.
Freeholder Schwartz.
Yes.
Director O'Brien.
Yes. Now, at this time, we'll move on to public comment on agenda items only. At this point in the meeting, public comment is limited to items on tonight's agenda. Anyone who wishes to speak on any other topic will have a chance to do so in the public comments section later in the meeting. So do we have any public comments on agenda items? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to our resolutions. I'd like to make a motion that we approve resolutions L1 through L15 by unanimous consent.
Second.
Motion by Freeholder O'Brien, second by Freeholder Donnelly. Any questions?
I have a couple.
Okay.
So I have a couple on L1, the payment of the bills. Mr. Troy, tell me when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay. On page 2, there's a bill for Adams, Raymond, and Hagan for $33,952.50 for engineer design. Can you tell me what that is for?
Yes, Freeholder, I can. This is at the Monte property in Mount Laurel, and it was engineering services for surveying the wetlands. The property was at CR 537 in the New Jersey Turnpike.
Okay, thank you. I think that, I know speaking to Freeholder Schwartz had a question also on page 2 about advanced care scripts. Was that the one showing?
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 entries there for 240 milligrams, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, Tecfidera?
I think Mr. Troy could answer that. You sent me a thing, but I think people, other than the answer, should know why we have to spend this much money on pills and why a third party doesn't pick it up. Answer that. I priced it out and it comes to basically $90 a pill that we had to pay.
It does.
This is for the prisons, is that?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
talk about that.
for, it's our responsibility to provide medications for folks in custody, and this happens to be a very expensive medication that's necessary for the health. The difference in price, as I explained, Freeholder was, one was a 60-day supply, even though it just says one there, it actually just, the system does it. One was a 60-day supply, and the other one was 3 times as much, which is why it's 3 times the price, and that's.
But the way it was written, it looked like it was that much for one capsule.
It is, that's only because the system says one, because it's one
It's
invoice.
just one, whatever, bottle as opposed to one cap,
Yes,
right. But people should know that we have to pay
we do.
for all the medications of people who are within our custody, that we can't bill third party.
That is correct.
And this was an incredibly huge bill. It was $22,852 for this one individual's medication. He was in custody, I understand. He has been since discharged to somewhere
He's
else
been sent to the state.
in March. I don't know how he was sent to the state.
Yes, Freeholder, that's correct. He was transferred to the state prison in March, yes.
But I think the public should know that when we have prisoners in custody, we do need to pay for their medications. And as I said, this individual had a specific medical condition without violating HIPAA, that this was the only medication that worked for the condition that he had, and we had to pay for it.
Thank you for that. Page 20 and 21 are some of the legal bills. Do you have those for me?
I do, Freeholder.
Great. Page 66 and 67, there's a bill for Taylor, Wiseman and Taylor, $27,179.12 for engineer design. Can you tell me what that is for?
Yeah, this is a culmination for, there was one for task order. It had to do with the engineering effort that's being done on the Centerton Bridge study and inspection. And the other bill is for the same purpose. It's the inspection that's going on the Centerton Bridge Road.
Okay. Thank you. And then finally, just on page 86, with regard to the YMCA, I need to recuse myself from that. Okay, that's all I have.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
We'll be abstaining on page 50, New Jersey Carpenter Funds.
Okay. Any other? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then abstentions, as has been noted. And moving on to Freeholder Donnelly.
Thank you, Director. At this time, I would move for adoption of Resolution L16.
Okay. Motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Bellegarde. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We'll move on to Deputy Director Gargano.
Just going to ask a question. Are they L's or I's?
They're
They're
Ls.
Ls?
They're Ls.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion by unanimous consent to approve items L17 through L22.
Second?
Motion by Deputy Director Gargano, second by Freeholder Donnelly. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Schwartz.
This time I'd like to move for unanimous consent for items number 23 and 24. One is for the prison and the other is for the public safety.
Second?
Motion by Freeholder Schwartz, second by Freeholder Donnelly. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. At this point, we'll move on to questions from the press. Any questions from the press? Okay, so we will now move on to public comment. Start with Martin Knock, please.
Good evening. I have not been here in a couple months, but you know I was coming at the end of, I guess, May, June, and all my questions, I have 4 distinct questions, but I wanted to talk, I represent Wellingborough, and it has come up in council meetings about the Centerton Bridge. And I was asking questions back in late spring in terms of the study, when will the study be completed? I had concerns because you guys have moved the price of the repair in the bridge from like $3 or $4 million now to $15 million. that I think the last thing I heard. And I was concerned that when was that study going to be released finally? Because when it was coming out before, your study hadn't been completed, you hadn't done it, things like that. So now, it's my understanding you have had it for a couple months and would like to know what the study says. It has brought up a lot of questions from residents to council, but it's not a council issue. It is a county issue. So we'd love to know what's happening there. I also brought up the last time I was here, I think it was right after the budget, when the budget passed, and I spoke to your engineer about Bellery and Cocos Road from Garfield Drive to Sennington Road in terms of it's in bad repair. And I was told that the engineer would go out and look at the road in the coming weeks. Well, that was in July. So now it's still the same way, nothing has been done with it. And finally, I want to know, when will the work begin to start on the Lakes project? I mean, it's been sitting there, it's been given to the county's taken over. We were promised some entrances, some activity. What's happening with that?
Okay. Oh, first with the bridge?
Yeah, I know with the bridge. Next meeting, we should have our report on the bridge, which will have our projected numbers and things like that. The numbers that were out there right now, nothing's really set in stone. They were just really rough estimates. The engineer's doing an evaluation of it. We should have something probably in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we should, at that meeting, we'll be able to share that with you, and we'll know more, we'll know exactly where we are at that point.
Okay.
That pretty much, that's good for the Center of the Rose. I mean,
good for the moment.
yeah, we don't have a report to give you. I mean, we will have it in 2 weeks.
Because we've been dealing with it since May in terms of
Yep.
asking questions up here.
Yeah, and
I
what-
haven't been here the last couple months.
What we've had is when you're looking at a project of that, there's an evaluation of what's under the bridge, what's around the bridge, the footings on the bridge, the entrance ways to the bridge. So that's all getting done as we speak, so we can make a good decision on the future of where we're going.
And Mr. Knock, there will actually be a presentation in 2 weeks.
Okay, all right, okay. And you mean 3 weeks, the 30th, because 2 weeks, are you going to have a special presentation or at the Freeholders
It'll
meeting?
be at the Freeholders meeting.
Isn't that the
And
30th?
that date is to be determined right now. We should have that date decided by tomorrow.
Okay. And,
Beverly Rancocas, have we,
I asked Roads and Bridges to take a look at it, I will follow up. I didn't hear back, and I wasn't here last meeting, but I will have Roads and Bridges follow up on it.
can you reach out and?
Yeah. we
Without-
have spoken about it.
When he gave me the information, I called on the way home to take care of it. I don't know if they didn't find anything or what, but I'll send them back in.
After when you get the word and you pass it along, could you give me a call, just tell me where we're at on it? Thank you.
And
I'll take
The
it.
lakes?
Yeah, the lakes, just for clarity's sake, we weren't given the property, we took over the property, we took the debt on with the property also.
okay,
We're in the process of working through DEP right now for permitting. We're in design right now for what's the proposed expenditure, MP?
$2.5 million.
$2.5 million. So once we get through DEP, which is number one on our list, they have to clear the hurdles in terms of some of the trails we want to put in there. We'll go out to bid. We're nearly complete. We're probably about 70% complete on design at this point in time. It'll be next year at some point.
there is a parcel of land that used to be the Big D Marina, if you come down 130,
Yeah.
remember it.
Up there.
And I believe it's still in the estate or something. Is that any conversation about that little piece of land there, and what's gonna happen with that?
Not in ours right now, no. I'm familiar that it's available, but it's not something that we're looking at right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Lori Howard.
Thanks again for having the public comments. I was here a couple weeks ago, but of course, as soon as I got home, I had more things that popped in my head. The first thing is I want to share for people that are not able to be here today. A lot of people have expressed to me the concerns about the traffic on Centerton Road as well as Creek Road, now that the bridge is closed, in terms of what they have to do to maneuver to get to where they need to get to. A lot of concerns have been brought to my attention about the amount of traffic, the possibility for accidents and things of that nature. So I'm asking, when you do get that plan and you are starting to consider options, that you think about traffic as well. In terms of the transportation improvement plan, I'm still trying to figure out why the Centerton Bridge was not included in that plan. I saw Smithville Bridge is there, but it only has 3,800 annual daily traffic. So that was a little concerning. Hanover Bridge, I know is another need, it has 15,000 people traveling over it, but Centerton Bridge has 14,000 people that have been using that bridge as of 2013, the last time they took they did a study to get those numbers, and it wasn't included. So I'm just really trying to, any insight that you have as to how that plan is developed, or what, Willingboro and Mount Laurel need to come to put together a proposal so that Centerton Bridge is placed into that would be helpful for me. And I think also it's really important in terms of communicating what's going on with the bridge. A lot of people may not be reading the papers as much as they used to, so anytime you can use your social media. I have a Facebook page, I don't mind sharing information, but I think what happens is people find out things after the fact, and there might be public notices in newspapers, but they're not easily found all the time. So I think for the county, in terms of, the way that we're moving, in terms of people not reading papers all the time, or they might be reading specific articles, maybe also looking into different ways that information can get out to the community. So I think that's it. Yeah, so it's basically just looking at the data. I saw that Centerton Bridge has the lowest efficiency rating, but it's not in the priority list. So I just want to, I'm coming back in 2 weeks to hear about the plan, if it's going to be there, but I'll still be coming back in 2 weeks to get comments from people that can't be here today. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much. Anyone else for public comment? Okay, seeing none, we will close this public portion of the meeting and move on to freeholder comment. Freeholder Belgard.
I really have nothing tonight.
Okay, very good. Freeholder Schwartz.
Yes, and once again, would like to see if we can move these, take these meetings on the road and take them out to the towns. We've talked about that for a long time, and we need to get these meetings out throughout the county. And I'd like to wish those of you who are celebrating Rosh Hashanah a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Freeholder Downer.
Real briefly, he left, but I wanted to echo your sentiments regarding Mike Reed. He's just a great guy. I've had the privilege of knowing Mike for about 30 years. He did remarkable work for the county, but he also does remarkable work where he lives in the volunteer fire service and just being active in his community. He is the perfect example of what a great community servant is, but also just a great community member. So I wish Mikey nothing but the best, and Gina in their future.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Freeholder Garbano.
I have nothing.
Okay, and I just want to mention that this Sunday coming is the 5th of 6 Sneaker Sundays. So it will be held at Pennington Park in Delanco. So it's Sunday at 12 o'clock noon. All you need is a pair of sneakers. So hope to see you there. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and we'll be looking for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Freeholder Schwartz, second by Freeholder Belgard. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it.